again, like I always do.
In the end zone, it is caught for the win.
Oh, stop it!
Oh, please!
What a catch!
That's insane!
He's a bad man.
And I don't really care if you're talking me down, 'cause you don't know a thing.
Been in the darkness. You got to go in there, make peace with it.
The Jets right on the edge of a team falling out of contention already.
Aaron Rodgers is not getting it done. There are other problems with his team, but Aaron Rodgers is the biggest problem.
He feels the pressure and the urgency of the moment right now. All kinds of ugliness for the Jets offense.
Watch this as I steal the show.
Aaron Rodgers is finally heading to Pittsburgh.
There's a few iconic franchises in the NFL. I played for one of them for 18 years. This is another one.
Watch this as I break the mold.
A lot of decisions that I've made over my career in life from strictly the ego, even if they turn out well, are always unfulfilling. But the decisions made from the soul are usually pretty fulfilling.
Watch this as I break the mold.
Well, we continue our quarterback questions week with Davis Sanchez and Overdrive's Bryan Hayes. And guys, we all know Aaron Rodgers chose Pittsburgh as the landing spot for what he's quote unquote pretty sure will be his last year in the NFL. So he's hitched his wagon to this legacy franchise. It's led by head coach Mike Tomlin, who of course has never had a losing season. Now the Steelers also acquired some offensive weapons such as DK Metcalf and Jonnu Smith. So Chess, is this Tomlin-led Steelers squad enough to help Rodgers win again? Of course, we're talking Super Bowl.
To win. Are they still in the AFC North?
Yes, they are.
They are?
They are.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's not enough. And I look at a quarterback at Aaron Rodgers' age, and do I think he's an improvement over last year's crew of quarterbacks? Absolutely he is. But I do think that if you can't run the ball and you can't protect the quarterback, and your quarterback is the age of Aaron Rodgers, you're in big trouble. A couple stats for you. Look at drop back passes last year. 28% of the time, the Steelers quarterbacks were pressured when they dropped back to pass the ball. That's 27th in NFL. And a little secret, the quarterbacks last year were way more mobile than Aaron Rodgers is.
Right.
So add that. And then when you look at running the football, they're near the bottom of the NFL. They want to run the ball, but they can't run the football. So for those two reasons, I don't think that Aaron Rodgers is going to do enough, especially playing the AFC.
Yeah, Super Bowl contention, I don't see it. Like, I don't see Pittsburgh being good enough to get out of their own division. Like, Baltimore's clearly better. I think Cincinnati's better.
Yeah.
But what Mike Tomlin does every single year is offer you up 8 or 9 wins. Like, that's just what he's going to bring. Like, that defense is going to bring you to 8 or 9 games. Can Aaron Rodgers get them to 10, 11, 12 wins? Yes. If Justin Fields did it last year, if Russell Wilson did it last year, I believe Aaron Rodgers can do that. So I think they can be competitive. I think they can be a playoff team. I like the weapons they've added. I think, again, this is going to look a little bit different, more of a modern offense. He's going to sling it.
Yep.
You know he's going to want to throw the ball. So that's going to be somewhat of an adjustment for Tomlin and company as well. They can win. They can make the playoffs. They cannot win a Super Bowl.
Okay, well, and it's been a minute since Rodgers has even had a winning season. It's been since 2021 when he won MVP. Hayes, does Rodgers need to be an actual game changer for Pittsburgh to be a serious contender?
Yes, and that's why I give the answer I give that I don't think they can win a Super Bowl, because I don't think he can get there. Like, I don't think you're going to see prime Aaron Rodgers. I just think now that he's over 40, the last couple of years, New York can drain on you, man. The Jets will drain on you. They will suck your soul away. And I think there's an element of that. He's got to come alive. He's got to find a fresh start with a new offensive line, new coordinator, new weapons. It's a lot to ask for anyone. Now, he has confidence. He's still got a live arm. Like, his stats weren't that awful last year in New York. They were okay. Yeah. So
in the second half, for sure.
In the second half, for sure. Again, I think he can breathe some life into this offense. But for them to launch into a different category, Super Bowl contending category, like we're talking about, he has to be prime Aaron Rodgers, because you're competing with Burrow, with Lamar. That's in your own division. Forget Mahomes and Herbert and everyone else in the AFC before you even get to the NFC. So he'd have to be superhuman, prime Aaron Rodgers. I just don't think it's realistic.
The path, I think, and this goes to answer your question, he wouldn't have to be great, but his defense would have to be great, and he'd have to play with a lead. And here's what I mean by that. If you look at their additions, the Denard Walker, their defensive coordinator, he comes from the Vic Fangio tree. Now, if you add Jalen Ramsey, you already have Joey Porter Jr., who's one of the best athletic young corners in the game. Vic Fangio's defense gives you all zone, eyes on the quarterback, and with those two, talk about Ramsey and Porter, rangy, athletic cornerbacks, if they're able to force teams into they have to pass the football, one-dimensional teams, meaning get the lead early. If they could do that, then I think they could have some success because their back end is conducive to that. Aaron Rodgers can hit you if he has a run game to lean on. So play with the lead, have a run game, and let that defense that has talent in the back end let them win for you. But can that happen? I don't know.
I mean, everyone likes to play with the lead, don't they?
Absolutely.
Okay, looking at this Steelers season, good or bad, whatever happens, Ches, how do you think it will impact Rodgers' legacy?
Yeah, the reason he chose the Steelers was to protect his legacy. I truly believe that because he knows the fan base in Pittsburgh. We hear all the things about Aaron not being a good teammate, some things about Aaron not being a good teammate, some of the actions people don't like. I promise you, hear me now, Aaron Rodgers will be a great teammate in Pittsburgh. He'll have no problems with Mike Tomlin. He'll have no problems with a teammate. And when he leaves, whether he retires this year or not, Sarah, he's going to walk out of there and they're all going to say, Aaron Rodgers was a great teammate because he wants to protect his legacy.
Well, and this will be very familiar territory because the Steelers have Packers vibes, right? Small market, but just incredible rich history. That's what he's used to. That's what he knew in Green Bay his whole career. So I think he's going to settle in pretty well and understand what the football team means in Pittsburgh. So yes, I think it can help boost his legacy. But I think if he has success, what it's really going to do is just continue to hammer away at the New York Jets, who I'd love to hammer away at whenever I get the opportunity. If he goes to Pittsburgh and they win, I think people are going to look at New York and say it's even worse than I thought it was.
You are so excited.
If I can hammer them, I will hammer them every single time.
Well, Rodgers is currently 6th on the all-time QB wins list. For the regular season, he would need 13 wins this season to leap past the current number 5 on the list, who is former champion with the Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger.